It is time to test your knowledge once again for the ultimate WWE Payback quiz. I'm back once again, your host with the most, your mouth from the south, Steve here from SCW, and I'm joined by the one and only NXSteve. In fact, he's a regular here so much, some say he's taking over. Steve, how are you doing? Obviously, the last time we did one of these, it was WWE SummerSlam. Some might say that you're looking for Payback today.
I see what you did there. Very clever. I'm bricking it more today, actually, because I actually revised for this one, whereas I didn't revise for SummerSlam. So if I get an even worse score and I've actually put the effort in, I'm going to be slightly even more embarrassed.
Well, we'll see how we go, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on all the way through. But just quickly before we do get going and explain the rules to everybody, big shout out to Ed Fry's in-house. Says, hey guys, looking forward to seeing how he gets on, Ed. And of course, everyone feel free to play along in the chat. Of course, NXT, you can perhaps use the chat to your advantage if you want to. I know you didn't the last time. Obviously, some questions do become unanimous, some don't. Obviously, the braver you are by not using the chat, obviously, the more, I suppose, respect for you as well for doing so, obviously, because you're going in it solo. And obviously, for everyone that's watching, don't use Google. Just don't do that. You don't need to do that. But thank you, everyone that's watching. Hope you have a good time. And just to let you know how we're going to do this today, there'll be 20 questions in total, all relating to WWE Payback from all the years that we've had it from the start until the present. And of course, 20 questions. We'll see how many that NXSteve can get correct. And of course, the chat will be involved as well. Of course, Temple plays in the house. Before we get started, this evening, lads, best duo in the podcast game here. Thank you very much, Temple. Too kind indeed there, and hope that you're doing well. And of course, Temple Plays always very active on YouTube as well. So without further ado then, shall we get started nice and early?
Go for it.
I mean, it's what we're here for, aren't we? Well, I'll tell you what, just as we're waiting for a couple of people, and as you said, you're bricking it, let's just warm you up. This won't count to the final score, but let's just warm you up. Payback 2020, the last time we had a payback. A certain superstar won the WWE Universal Championship and hasn't lost it since. Who is that WWE superstar?
Jade Cargill?
It's going to go well, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a good feeling about this.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Absolutely. Of course, the answer is Roman Reigns. For anyone that was not seeing the sarcasm from NXT there, indeed. But if everyone's ready, let's get started. 20 questions. We'll see how quick NXT flies through them as well. We'll look to play with the chat as well and see what everyone is saying throughout this. And we'll try and give NXT at least 30 seconds an opportunity to answer the questions. So without further ado, let's go in for question 1. Which year was the first ever WWE Payback PLE?
Would that be 2013, Steve?
That was indeed 2013. We don't even need to go to the chat, and shows that the research is paying off already. 1 question and 1 correct answer. And we've got Robbie Collins in-house as well there. And obviously giving the answers very quickly. 2015, we had 98.
1998.
Well, you never know. You never know. We had the in your house since back in the day, so it could have been a possibility, but not on this occasion. But we will go in to question 2, and this I think is quite an interesting one as well. Which month of the year was the first ever WWE Payback PLE?
I'm going to say May.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I actually checked this, and I know that they moved it around a lot, and I'm thinking that the next one was moved forward towards April. So I'm going to say June, and I'm going to say it was brought forward a month the following year.
So what would be your final answer?
June,
okay. Well, Robbie's coming with September, which of course is what we'll have for WWE Payback this year. Temple Place says April is the guess there as well. And, well, I can confirm that the answer is June. You are correct. 2 for 2. Of course, yes, this show actually has been scattered around all over the place. It has been involved in May, June, and as well September also.
And
so
August.
This is, and August as well. Absolutely, August for one of them. Of course, was August the 30th, the last one they did, which of course is when Roman Reigns won that championship. So 2 for 2, early doors. Can NXSteve keep it up? And of course, get involved in the comments at what you think as well the answers may be to these questions. What was the first ever match at a WWE Payback event, not including the kickoff?
Oh my god! Why did I literally just looked at this a minute ago, and I'm just completely blank now. I looked at the second match because I thought to myself he's going to change it up and say, "What was the second match at the first ever pay-per-view?" I know the second match was a triple threat that Curtis Axel won for the Intercontinental title against Wade Barrett and The Miz. The first one I'm going to say was Sheamus versus. It's definitely Sheamus. Who's the opponent though? At a guess, I'm going to say Kofi Kingston.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Unfortunately, Sheamus was on the first match ever at a Payback, but it was on the kickoff against Damien Sandow. The first match was Curtis Axel versus Wade Barrett versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. So technically you were right, but unfortunately you did
Wikipedia's done me up like a kipper there. Wikipedia has done me up like a kipper because they said that. Okay, I'll take it. I was half right.
Was very close indeed. And we did get Sheamus versus Sandow in the comments as well. But as you've seen in the question, just to protect myself, not including the kickoff. That's where we get the saving grace here. I've learned from the first time we've done this to make sure that we don't get any hiccups at a later date. Yes, absolutely. Question 4 then. Which year was WWE Payback a brand exclusive PLE for Monday Night Raw?
2014.
2014 is the answer. We'll see if any do come in. Of course, the 2014 special year, obviously for WWE Payback, only the second one that they had. We're not seeing any answers come through at this particular second, so I will ask if it's your final answer and give you the answer.
It is my final answer, Steve.
Well, if it's your final answer, then I can tell you that the year for the Raw branded exclusive was 2017. The WWE draft took place in 2016, and of course they did brand exclusive pay-per-views throughout 2017. I believe they went back to all the show being together in 2018, which of course Backlash, special show that was as well.
I thought it was the second one, but yeah, go for it.
Absolutely. What we can say, 4 questions in so far, 2 correct answers, not a bad score at all. We'll go in with the next question that we have. Question 5, which year did The Shield face Evolution or Evolution, depending on what you prefer, at WWE Payback?
It was the main event.
It was.
I'm going to say 2016, Steve.
2016, of course. This also was, I believe, no holds barred, and it was an elimination match. Can confirm that as well. The special moment with Seth Rollins jumping, I believe, off the Tron or the entranceway onto Evolution. Very special moment on this show. But unfortunately, NXSteve, Temple has it right in the comments here. The Shield versus Evolution at 2014, and it was indeed the main event of that show.
It's also, I think, the longest match in Payback history as well. I think about 36 minutes and 4 seconds, Steve.
You've done very well there. Just under the SummerSlam record being broke this year with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Unfortunately, I didn't look them up this time, mainly because both the longest and shortest matches at SummerSlam were broken this year. So I was like, that video's going to get very old very quick. I need to make sure I do some editing in amongst that lot there. But we'll move on to question 6 anyway in the meantime. What match stipulation did Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton have in their match at WWE Payback 2017?
Would this be the House of Horrors match, Steve?
All I can say to you is yes. Yes, it was the House of Horrors match there. You've got that correct indeed there. Controversial to some. Obviously, this started in, basically a haunted house and made its way to the arena later in the evening. And to be honest, wasn't really my cup of tea. I won't lie to you. But who knows? Maybe we'll rewatch that over at some point later down the line. Question 7. Who defeated Bray Wyatt in a last man standing match at WWE Payback 2014?
I am going to say... I'm going to say Steve. I can't even think of it. I'm going to say Roman Reigns.
Very close, but obviously we did have the Shield.
Oh, no. It's Dean Ambrose, isn't it?
No, it's not, I'm afraid. In fact,
is it not?
Temple Blaze does come and says, you can't see him. Literally, you can't see him at this moment.
I was like dwelling. It was like, is that really too early for John Cena, man? Jesus.
Of course, that was the rivalry that went on for quite a while. after
Because
WrestleMania.
doesn't that one go on? Doesn't that feud all go all the way to Mania as well?
Yeah, I mean, this was, I think, started Mania, goes past Mania. In this match as well, ringside, we did have the Usos with John Cena. And of course, we had the Wyatt family with the Wyatts as well there.
Yep.
So we'll move on to question 8 and
Have
a think about this one. Really have a think about this one. Which WWE Payback PLE had the smallest attendance?
Would that be the one that was in the Thunderdome by any chance?
It was the one in the Thunderdome. I would take that answer. Of course, that was the
2020,
year
I believe.
2020. Absolutely, it was indeed. So, and so I don't think that... Go on.
I was going to say, I remember looking at all the like the arenas and stuff, and I was like, oh, one's in the Thunderdome. And then when you sat there and went, he ain't going to try and trick me with this question, is he? Surely it's the Thunderdome, right?
I think it must have been like, what, a couple of hundred TV sets. I don't see that record breaking ever. But if it does, ladies and gentlemen, then something horrible's happened in the world. That's all we can say. And fingers crossed we don't get a moment like that again. But we'll move on in the meantime to question 9. And once we get to the halftime stage, we'll see and recap the scores so far. Which superstar became the first ever wrestler to have won both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship in WWE by defeating Bayley to win the Raw Women's Championship at Payback 2017? And just to clarify, this female was not the SmackDown Women's Champion. She was just the first person to have won it on SmackDown, and then on this show, she became the Raw Women's Champion. No one had done that in history up to this point.
I remember looking at this as well, because obviously Bayley loses. Which superstar became the first ever wrestler to have won both the Raw and SmackDown? Tell me if I think Bayley or Raw. I'm going to say Alexa Bliss.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It is correct indeed. Of course, it's Alexa Bliss, the first person to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, winning it from Becky Lynch in a tables match at TLC. Of course, she lost that championship to Naomi. I believe that was on the Fastlane show before WrestleMania. Didn't retain it at WrestleMania. Was drafted to Raw, and then the first PLE winning the Raw Women's Championship. Even Charlotte Flair couldn't get there quickly enough to win the SmackDown Women's Championship before Bliss had won this title. So we'll move on then to question 10. And I'm going to say one of my favorite questions I came up with during this. Which two WWE superstars were opponents at Payback 2014? They were facing for the United States Championship, but they were also partners challenging for the Raw Tag Team Championships at Payback 2017.
I am going to say it's a thrown together tag team. 2014. I'm going to say Sheamus and Cesaro.
I tell you what, the bar is the correct answer, my friend. Absolutely superb stuff indeed there. Loving that. Absolutely superb.
Oh.
Absolutely superb.
I knew Sheamus would be one of them. I was just like, it's probably got to be Cesaro.
Well, I can tell you at this early stage, with 10 questions in, halfway through the quiz, you so far have 6 out of 10 already matching what you were doing at SummerSlam. So that's a good record to get in nice and early. Shout out to Mike at Tanner Habs, Mike in the house as well. Getting involved in the comments. Hope you're keeping well as we go back in for question 11. Who was CM Punk's opponent at WWE Payback 2013?
First one. I'm going to say, it's someone random, because I even looked at it and I thought, what a strange match to have for CM Punk. Because doesn't Punk lose as well?
Not on this match, no.
No. Oh, okay. Then I must be thinking of something else then. Is this just a normal singles match, Steve?
I believe so, yes.
Then, no, it's not going to be him. It's not going to be him, but I'm just going to say Alberto Del Rio. I know it's wrong, but just a random guess.
It's a good guess, but it is incorrect, unfortunately. It is the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, yes, it is. You're right, yes. Oh, my God, I saw it as well. I looked at it and I went, that's probably a really good match, to be fair. Must have been thinking about a different CM Punk. Yeah.
CM Punk had been away since WrestleMania, after WrestleMania 29. This was his first match back in front of the crowd that was there on this particular show. Question 12. Bailey and Sasha Banks lost the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships to which team at WWE Payback 2020?
Would it be Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax?
It would indeed. That is the correct answer. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax winning the Women's Tag Team Championships and being fairly dominant in the process as well. You got to love to see it there. We'll move on then to question 13. Who defeated Randy Orton in less than 7 minutes at WWE Payback 2020?
I don't know, Steve. Who did defeat Randy Orton in less than 7 minutes? Payback 2020. No, I'm thinking of something. I was just about to say Alexa Bliss, but I know that's wrong. That was Hell in a Cell or something like that. Randy Orton, who did you lose to in the Thunderdome? In 7 minutes. Brock? No. As a random guess, because I'm not going to have a Scooby, Goldberg.
It's a good guess. I will give you that. It's a good guess. But unfortunately, it's incorrect. The answer is none other than Keith Lee.
Yeah, because I knew that. I knew that. Oh my god. I knew that. Do you know what? Do you want to know why I knew that, Steve?
Is it because we're going to do a rewind in the next week of Payback 2020?
Because it is, and I sat there and thought a Keith Lee match. I'm really gassed for that. And then also, who else was on that card? There was another match on there that was really. I can't remember.
Buddy Murphy and Seth.
That was it, Buddy Murphy. I was like, yes, I'm definitely up for that one. Oh my god, what a fool! What a fool!
Well, they're only easy if you know them at the time, and obviously you're in the hot seat. It's not that. It's more difficult sitting there when you're actually in the hot seat. It's easy sitting at home giving the answers. Absolutely, I'm sweating and I'm asking the questions. This isn't a good look for me. Question 14. What were the stipulations for the 3 stages of hell match between John Cena and Ryback at Payback?
What were the 3 different match types? Do you mean?
Yes, there were 3 match types.
The first one was a lumberjack match.
That is correct.
The last one was an ambulance match.
Yes, that is correct. You will need all 3 to get the point.
You son of a gun.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
I'm going to say a table match.
That is correct. All 3 stipulations there. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Because I must admit, I would have got that wrong. I'm not going to lie to you. I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, I don't even remember this match. So I was like, that's definitely
because this was like when Ryback was like the hottest thing, but they just wouldn't put him over and let him ever win a title.
Well, I tell you what, let's see if you get on with this next one, because not including 2023, so not including this year, who has the most appearances in WWE Payback history?
Thank you, Carl. Don't think that's the answer, though.
Give you a hint, wouldn't they?
Yeah, do you know? I am going to say... Is it a male competitor, Steve?
Yes, it is.
I looked at this and thought, do you know what? He's done a lot. Is it Ryback by any chance? Just as a shoot, I'm going to say Ryback because he was on a lot of these cards. I know it's probably not. It's probably someone like Sheamus or Randall Keith Orton. But I'm going to say Ryback because I feel like he was on every single match card for a Payback.
Unfortunately, as much as I would have loved that to have been the correct answer, the answer, of course, is the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
In second place,
is
joined.
Tag team matches. As I say, triple threat matches, tag team matches, the whole shebang. Yeah, he's on there quite a few times, to be fair.
He's got around when it comes to Payback, that's for sure. His name usually heads.
He's always got revenge to plot.
Absolutely. He won't be there this year, though, which means his record is more likely going to be tied this year. He has 6 appearances, but with 5 appearances in joint second place is Randy Orton, who, of course, will unlikely be there due to injury. But Seth freaking Rollins is the other superstar on 5. So, yeah, that's a bit of stats if anyone's wondering who could be joining Roman Reigns at that number.
Randall Keith.
That is indeed, yeah. We'll move on to question 16, ladies and gents there. Who was the opponent for Roman Reigns at WWE Payback 2016? And just to give you a clue, it was the main event.
Yeah. It's a singles match, I take it.
Yes.
I am going to say Payback. I am going to say Bray Wyatt. My brain is just all getting messed up now with who the possibilities could be. I'm going to say Bray Wyatt.
I mean, as much as I would have been down for that match, Mike has got the answer in the comments below. It is, of course, AJ Styles.
It's one of the longest matches in Payback history. Yes, yeah. It's one of them.
Sadly, we've not seen them really go against each other much since 2016. So, WWE, please run that back. We'd love to see AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns at some point in 2023. Question 17. Who were the competitors in the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Championship at WWE Payback 2015? All four of them to get the point.
For what, the WWE Championship?
Yes.
I don't even know this match. I don't know. John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Alberto Del Rio, and Roman Reigns.
Well, you did get one of them. You did get one.
I don't even remember this match, so I'm happy at that.
Well, I can tell you that the WWE champion at this point was Seth Rollins, and he was defending against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton in a Fatal 4-Way.
That seems like such a random combination. Why do I not remember that? That seems really abstract.
There's actually a moment in the match that the Shield reunite for one moment just to put Randy Orton through a table.
Oh, they do that so many times, they all blur into one for me. But yeah, okay, fair enough. I did not have a clue with that one, Steve.
No problem at all. Well, I'll tell you what, hopefully you will for question 18. Who was in the corner of Natalia? Who was in the corner with Natalia in her match versus Charlotte Flair at WWE Payback 2016?
That would be the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. That would be Bret the Hitman Hart.
Absolutely, indeed. They're straight in there with the correct answer there. Bret the Hitman Hart. And of course, in Charlotte's corner was Ric Flair. And after Charlotte managed to, I believe, retain in this match, both of the Flairs were put in sharpshooters by Natalia and by Bret on this show as well. Kind of a fun little moment when you go back to look over it. Question 19. Absolutely. Question 19. Who competed in a mask versus hair match on the WWE 2014 kickoff show?
This would be El Torito and Hornswoggle.
It was indeed. Of course, El Torito being a part of Las Matadores, and of course, Hornswoggle, an honorary member of 3MB. He was indeed, yeah. Drew McIntyre.
Their WLC match. Their WLC match is one of the greatest things ever.
It was indeed. And I've got to say, this certainly was a fun match as well there from the 2014 kickoff. So we have one question left to go, ladies and gentlemen, in there. And of course, make sure to keep your tallies as well. Let us know how you got on in the comments below. But the last question for this one and for NXSteve. Which arena has held the most WWE Payback PLE events up to 2023? If you're watching in the long distant future, in about 4 years from now, we're only counting up to 2023.
That would be the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, Chicago, with 3.
Man's done his research. Gotta love it indeed. And that is the point there for you. Absolutely superb there. And amazing. Really, good score here looking over it. So I'm just going through counting very quickly. So you got 6 in the first 10. You managed to get 5 in the second 10, which means you got a score of 11 out of 20. Amazing stuff indeed.
I'll take it. Some of them I did know. I just obviously the Wikipedia screwed me over with that IC title triple threat one, and AJ Roman I should have known. Yeah, man.
I was thinking to myself when you said that triple threat match, I was like, oh no, he's fallen for the trap on that one. I was like, he said the right answer. Like, please hope he goes back to it and realizes the kickoff. But unfortunately, I couldn't give you the point, despite the fact you could definitely see you'd done your homework. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. Some of the random stuff that I found out, like I said, I don't remember that Hornswoggle El Torito match. I obviously do because Hornswoggle gets his head shaved, but I don't remember it at all. But I thought Steve's going to ask me a question about that. It'd be too good not to ask me a question about that. But then I was like, arenas. Let me see the arenas. All state, somewhere else, all state, Thunderdome. I was like, okay, there's definitely going to be one in there about that.
You know me too well at this point. I'm going to have to put all the tricks on the table when it comes to the next time we do one of these quizzes. But thank you, everyone, for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do consider hitting the like button. It helps the channel more than you could ever know. If you want to help the algorithms of YouTube and break through, maybe try and get some other viewers to play along with this quiz. I like to think that it's a fun quiz to get involved with. So let us know your score in the comments below. How did you get on? I'd like to know how you got on with the payback quiz. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well. Why not share it with a friend? And like I say, check out some other content that's available on the channel as well. You can even see how NXSteve got on the first quiz that we did, which was for the Ultimate SummerSlam quiz. And if you want to see how badly, you need to click the link on the channel right now. But NXSteve, I want to say a massive thank you for being once again the victim on this video. But a fantastic sport as always. Anything you'd like to say before we close off today?
Always a pleasure. But people, make sure you subscribe to the SCW channel. Steve does great work as per usual. You do have a tendency to see my mug on here most of the time. But like I said, I always enjoy being on here, Steve.
Absolutely, indeed. It's always a pleasure to have you involved as well. Big thanks to everyone who got involved in the chat as well, coming along with your questions or with your answers to the questions that was put in today as well. And yeah, if there's other topics you'd like us to cover as part of the quiz, let us know. If there's particularly like just pay-per-view related, you might want Raw, SmackDown, NXT, certain wrestlers. There's lots of different ways we can go with this. So let us know what you would like to see when we do this next time. But that's all from us anyway. Thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. And make sure to keep an eye on the channel this week. More videos will be dropping. There's been plenty of videos that have dropped already, so no excuses. Go and check them out now. Thank you all for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time. All the best.